Hello gamers, another POC video for me. Let's go! Today we're looking at the first part of the Sigma mechanic and phase 5 of the new Omega Ultimate. The mechanic starts by doing 3 things. Firstly, 2 hands spawn 90 degrees apart from each other. These hands will tether to the 2 furthest players and shoot a line AoE towards them whenever the mechanic resolves. These hands will be our new relative north for now. Secondly, 4 pairs of symbols spawn above players' heads. Every 2 of those are tethered together, same as in P2. The symbols are purely there to recognize your pairing and have no other meaning besides that. Thirdly, all players also get a debuff, which is either mid or remote glitch, also same as in P2. These debuffs force the player to be at a specific range towards the partner when the mechanic resolves. We start by lining up all 4 pairs next to each other, opposite of the hands. It should look something like this. Note how all players are connected vertically at that moment. After Omega spawns in the middle of the arena, 6 red markers will appear on 6 random players. Those players will be getting 45-degree cones towards them when the mechanic resolves. Naturally they want to spread, for that we split the arena into 8 pizza slices like this. The other 2 players that didn't get a marker will want to bait the hands by being far enough away from them. Therefore those 2 need to end up in the south to bait the hands while the other 6 players take the other 6 positions. So how do we assign those? Starting in our lines, first check if you and your partner have 1 or 2 red markers. It is not possible to have no marker in a pair. If you have only 1 marker, make sure the non-marked player is standing south, so swap places if necessary. At this moment we have 4 red markers north and 2 markers south in the lines. Listen up now, as this is the hardest bit of the strat. The 4 south players have fixed positions. The 2 non-marked players in the south just move towards the south positions, while the most left one takes the left position and the most right one takes the right position. The 2 marked players in the south take the 2 southern positions in the northern hemisphere. Again, most left takes left and most right takes right. For the northern players, they will have to make a decision based on their debuff. They will either go opposite of their partner they are tethered to if it is a far debuff, or they will follow their partner into the same hemisphere and take a position 90 degrees away from their partner's position. It should end up looking like this. Notice how in the far pattern everyone is at the wall except 2 and 4. They step in a little bit to ensure the hands are baited correctly at the south players. In the mid pattern all fixed players, so the ones that were south in the initial lineup, will stand at the wall. All the delayed players, so those that were north in the initial lineup, will stand a bit in to ensure the correct tether distance. This all sounds way more precise and detailed than it actually is. The movement should come natural based on your close or far debuff, and it makes sense that the later players make sure that the vuln really disappears. Let's play out a few examples to make this clear, since that's the key element of this strat. We line up and red markers appear. We also already know that it is a mid pattern. Pairs with only 1 marker ensure that the non-marked player is south. South players go to their fixed positions. Remember, most left goes left and most right goes right. Finally, north players follow their partner and take a close position to them while standing a bit in. The mechanic resolves and we get ready to take towers. I will show another example as a POV of our group before finally revealing the huge advantage of the strat during the tower bit afterwards.
Look for the hands.
Now we finally getting to the best part about this strat, and why we ultimately figured it's worth the front-loaded effort. Towers are becoming sort of brain dead with this setup. I would sum it up as 3 rules that apply for each position. Take the closest tower to your position. If you have 2 options, take the 2 tower. If you have no tower next to you, then go opposite. It works like this because there are only 2 different patterns for towers, one far and one mid pattern. They spawn relative to the hands in one way or 180 flipped. This shows all 4 possible setups for towers relative to where the hands were before. Both variations are easy as you have either 6 people already correctly in towers and the other 2 go opposite, or you're just spread correctly already to take the closest tower without worrying about orientation or patterns at all. The rules work unified for any position on any pattern, and you take always a tower next to you or the one opposite of you. Don't forget the knockback from the middle though. I'll show again a POV as an example.
Yeah, check the tower.
Under you or cross? Take tower under you or cross?
In the middle.
In the middle. Tower next to you.
Copy 2. And then go find your tower.
Don't have tower, you go opposite.
Go to the middle of your tower.
Look at your divas.
And that's it. I hope it might help anyone as it worked really well for us. Feel free to share your experiences regarding that mechanic in the comments, and thank you for watching and goodbye.